No, around Canandaigua and probably here, you have to drive a little more carefully because all the kids are out of school, running around. And as I was thinking of that and what the gospel was telling us, it brought me back to when I was in grade school. I just finished the 7th grade, and it was the last day of school, which meant, for anybody who went to Catholic school, you were getting away from the nuns. And, you know, it was that last day and sitting there and you got the report card and everything and you were just waiting for the bell to ring to go running. Well, about 5-10 minutes before the bell rang, the sister of the 7th grade that I had looked at me and another guy and said, "Sister so-and-so wants to see you." Now she was the 8th grade nun we were going to have next year. And we go over to her classroom. So we get up, we go over, and we're saying to one another, "We didn't do anything yet. What's this nun want with us?" And we went in and we said, yeah, she stood up, she said, looked at me and him and said, "You two have been chosen." And we're going, for what? "You two have been chosen." I finally said, "For what?" "You are going to be the lieutenant and the captain of the safety patrol." Now, I don't think safety patrols are around anymore, but if you're as old as I am, you remember them. You know, with the white belt and all that stuff. Yeah, all right. So, and we're saying, "We don't want to be chosen." She says, "You're chosen." And then we thought, well, you know, there are some good things about this. We get to boss other people around. And we get to put out and take in the American flag every day. And we knew that could take us at least a half hour. And then she said, "You will have to attend 1 week of safety school." Oh no. Oh yes, you are. 1 week of safety school. That's what we got for getting picked. And I remember going home and telling my mother and father and them, and they just looked at me and said, "You do what sister said." Okay. So I went with the other guy into the school where there were 300 other disgruntled kids who did not want to be there in June. You've been chosen. And we certainly have. You and me. Jesus said the harvest is plentiful, laborers are few. I have sent out another 72. He's saying to us, you know, you've been chosen. And many of you do ministry here in this church community. You do a lot of good ministry here. But I think it also says something else to us when the Lord says the harvest is plentiful, but laborers are few. Because what kept coming to mind to me was him pointing his finger at me and saying, "You've been chosen. You've been chosen to be my priest." And I said, yes. And I've been all over the place. You know, all of us have been chosen to work in the vineyard of the Lord. And so many of you do it. But you also have other responsibilities. You know, husbands, wives, children, grandchildren, another job, a home. And I think the Lord is pointing out to us today that I also need others who are willing to give up all of that and to work in his harvest, to work in his vineyard full-time, without the responsibility of a family. I think he's calling certain young men to step forward and to hear his call and to become a priest. You know, and all of us know of the priest shortage. Who doesn't? Well, you know, we were talking about this one day at the retreat house. And a man looked at me and pointed his finger at me and said, "What are you going to do about this?" And I said, "What am I going to do about it?" "Yeah, what are you going to do about it?" I said, "Well, we got one problem." He said, "What?" "I ain't married." And there's some woman out there dancing on a table right now that I am a priest. I said, "It ain't coming from me. It has to come from you." And my brothers and sisters, that's what I say to you today. Where are the priests of the future coming from? There. In the benches. You know, we had 2 of our men ordained priests this year. And before they were ordained, I was talking to them. And you know, one of them looked at me and said, "Yeah, you're one of the older priests now." But you know something? I am. Because there ain't that many in back of me. You know, I am one of the older ones. You know, my brothers, we need to do 2 things. First of all, we all need to pray. We need to pray that the Lord touches the hearts of some young men in this parish community. And they will hear the voice of God saying, "You have been chosen to come and be my priest." And hopefully they follow. But you know, the other thing that has to be done, that can be done only by you, is you got to talk about it. You got to talk to your sons, your grandsons, and say to them, "Have you ever thought about becoming a priest?" You know, I know some parents say, "Well, I want grandchildren," or "I want to give them this, that, and the other thing." That's all fine. But where are we going to come from unless from you? We need you to talk about this to your grandsons, to your sons, and say, "Have you ever thought about becoming a priest of God?" And I'll tell you one thing. I've been a priest 37 years, 38 years, and I haven't had so much fun. And I've seen places I would have never seen, and experienced things I would have never experienced. Because I said yes. And so, my brothers and sisters, on this very cool... All right, that didn't go over big. All right. You see, I'm not wearing the full vestments. You know, it's a little hot. You think you're hot. Wear this stuff for a while. That's why I'm going to shut up in a minute. I'm asking you to do 2 things. One, pray. Always pray for an increase of vocation. And second, talk about it. Talk about it to your sons and your grandsons. Put the seed there. Because one day God may make it grow. And God may say, "He has been chosen."